What's up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to the Bird's Nest with Albatross, Condor, and myself, the Magpie, the Gangster Penguin. What's going on, guys?
Here for another Monday in the nest. That's what I'm feeling, baby.
Man,
Another
guys ready?
day, another dollar, another drive-by, right?
Another drive-by, another drive-by.
So what are you guys feeling? What do you think about this week in sports? I mean, we had an interesting weekend, right?
Interesting weekend. The Hall of Fame shrine with the NBA. It's been a little bit great about a little bit of everything, you know. So it's been great. It's been a great week of sports. You know, the rookie minicamps took underway. The NHL playoffs starts this week, I believe.
Well, technically they started on Saturday, I believe,
Right.
with that Caps game, and then Sunday they had I think 3 games, and then tonight we got. I mean, you could say it starts tonight. I mean, the Avs start tonight, baby. That is the playoffs. Number one in the West. I don't blame you, Magpie. I don't blame you. I'd be excited too.
Yeah, I'm excited for the NHL playoffs. It's all about where to start, where to start, where to start. You know,
Hmm.
so
I'm
just to talk
excited
about.
for the NBA play-in also, since that was just get rid of. That's cool. I'm also happy. I wouldn't say happy, but they just had another UFC event. There's a new champion,
Yep.
Charles Oliveira, so that's interesting. He has actually called out. I guess called out Conor McGregor numerous times. And now basically he's like, well, now Conor has to come to me. So I think that's interesting. I think the winner of Poirier McGregor, 3 will be next up to bat for Oliveira to defend his title. So that'll be something interesting to watch. Just a little interesting tidbit there at the beginning. Obviously,
Okay.
yes, the Hall of Fame. We had wonderful, Kobe's little
I agree.
Kobe's
Kobe's
moment.
enshrinement. Tears of joy. Tears of joy. I
Yeah.
loved what Tim Duncan said. I loved how he threw in a moment there for Popovich and was like, Pop, I know you're going to be mad at me, but it's okay. Loved it. I just love it's great. You got to watch it. He the whole time. He's like, I know you're going to be mad. I just
It's
know
good
it.
stuff.
And then he starts talking. He's like, I know you're going to be mad at me, but it's okay. Oh, it's awesome.
Well,
You can tell it took him a minute too, because he has so much love for Greg Popovich and who he was as a person, and help, obviously instill that in Duncan. So I mean, it was one of those moments. Awesome to see too.
I agree.
Agreed.
I agree. So, you know, we're gonna get this, started. We're gonna get this on and popping. So, let's see where you guys want to start at. I mean, it's a lot of places we can go, but since you actually brought up hockey, we're gonna get started with Stanley Cup predictions. Okay. Um, I don't know, guys. This NHL Stanley Cup. It's a little crazy. It's a little crazy. It's very interesting. You see here, the bracket that you have right here. And I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, just look at the 2 top games on your top right. Right, you had the Pittsburgh, New York, Washington, Boston. Both of those games started out in overtimes. Both games went back
Mm-hmm.
and forth, overtime victories. You had the Caps taking it, and then you had the Islanders beating the Bruins in Boston. They were awesome games. They were exciting. They were physical. They had their moments of just complete finesse, great shots. The Stars came to the front, and I'm excited to see what continues on tonight. I think the Caps can take care of business if they continue to play within themselves. I think the Islanders are going to upset the Bruins because I just feel like the Bruins don't take the Islanders seriously. yeah, this isn't a team that jumps off the page and is like, man, loaded full of stars. It's not that they don't have a bunch of stars. They have a bunch of really solid role players who play at a high level. So, I mean, I think that's where we're going with that, really. I think the Caps are winning. I think the Islanders are winning. We know where I'm at in the Colorado one. I mean, we'll go from there. But, then the Wild, I caught a little bit of the Wild Golden Knights game. Seemed really close, physical, but again, I feel like the Golden Knights had the edge. I'm not sure who won that game, but I know that the Golden Knights, when I left, just seemed to have a little bit of an edge, just as a team. It felt like.
Oh yeah. You guys know, I'm excited for this Washington versus Boston series. Obviously, I think Washington's going to win the series anyway. Me being a homer.
It's okay.
But hey, don't you yawn over there, okay, Mister? All right, don't you yawn
Yeah.
over there, Mister.
He can't yawn. His team's sitting in the bottom of the bucket.
Yeah.
That's why I yawn all day long. Ha ha ha. No. Honestly, let's go ahead and throw that graphic back up there for a minute. I gotta give my quick little condor breakdown. So honestly, yeah, I like what we got going on up there with the Islander breakdown. I mean, I would love to see Pittsburgh, Washington in round 2, but obviously if they don't take care of business, the Islanders are definitely gonna prove that they exist. We got obviously the Caps. I don't see why they don't take that. Obviously, we're all kind of hoping for the upset so we can throw it in your face, Magpie. But I think they'll be able to take care of business. On top of all that, I mean, if Colorado loses to St. Louis, well,
We'll be firing
Condor. Let's just be real. It'd be nice to see Minnesota be able to take care of Vegas, but the Golden Knights, I mean, they've been pretty tough since their existence, here in the last couple of years. Let's just switch it over to the left here. I'm going to go from back to the top and work my way down here real quick. I like Toronto. It's awesome to me to see Toronto be one of those top teams. I remember growing up, they were always they're there and then they get beat. They're there and they get beat. So nice to see them back up there when you got things going on. I mean, I think I'm gonna take Winnipeg for the upset, honestly. I think you're gonna have a Toronto Winnipeg second round. I think we're gonna have a Carolina Florida in the second round over there. From what I hear, this Florida team, I see some things here every once in a while on my Twitter feed, and I see some decent things from them. I think they definitely have the players in place to make it happen, but obviously you got to make the plays, got to play both ends, and have your team really come together at the right time in order to get this cup.
Okay. So here's what I see. I think it's going to come down to two teams. That's going to come to the Avs and the Caps. And I'm talking about when it comes to these semifinal matchups. That is my prediction. It is going to be the Avs versus Washington. Washington wins and goes on to the Stanley Cup.
Where's our homer button? Oh.
That was actually a Magpies drop by. Definitely Magpie drop by.
It's okay. I'll let it stand. I'll just wait until we beat you guys, and then we'll go from there.
Honestly, I like that though. That's a good. I could totally see that happening. I apologize there. I could totally see that happening. Semifinal match. We'll just see. Can the Caps stay healthy? Can they stay healthy, folks?
I think they can. We won't see TJ Oshie for a little bit until hopefully, that semifinal series, and hopefully these guys can stay healthy. So, this is all for the marbles. You know what I'm saying? So, Al, what do you think?
I think that trophy.
Here you go.
That trophy belongs a mile high, and that's all I'm going to say.
That was dynamic soaring, by the way, guys. Okay, that was just dynamic soaring. All right, so I mean, I think this is going to
That
be a
was a
good
homer
matchup.
sore.
Yeah, definitely. That
Oh,
was
totally.
definitely
I mean,
a
how can we not? I've been waiting for this moment. Nathan McKinnon, the cap. I mean, come on, Gabriel Landeskog. This team's loaded. They are loaded from top to bottom. Have some of the best forward lines in the game of hockey today. We have Grubauer, who I'm pretty sure leads the league in shutouts this year. And we played it just toe to toe with the Golden Knights, who are arguably one of the best teams in the
You know
West.
where you got Grubauer from?
It's whoever let him go was pretty stupid.
Who's
You know.
that? I wonder who.
So I'm just honestly I'm happy to see the Avs back in a winning position. It's been a long time. Early 2000s was the last time I got to enjoy some success in hockey.
Yeah. Definitely. So look, listen, if you guys have any picks or any predictions that you guys want to throw down there in the comments with the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs,
Let's
which
hear it.
begin already, feel free to drop them down. We'll showcase them, and if we think you're crazy, there's no judgment.
We're crazy.
Yeah, we'll be the crazy ones. You guys can just be the sane ones.
All right, moving on to more topics and updates, which is MLB Updates Power Rankings.
Well, update on here's a homer update. The Diamondbacks continue to struggle.
Oh, not only struggle, but
You opened the door to this one. I was scared you were going
Oh
to
yeah,
do
it's like
it.
there's like what 14-2 or something, 15-2.
17.
17-2. 17-2.
Yeah, see, it was. I know it was bad. I know. That's what I'm saying. It's just I don't understand what's going on with this team. The only time that they really show up is when Bumgarner's on the mound. That's it.
Well,
And it
look
doesn't
what.
help. Scherzer was on the mound for you when that happened, so it's no wonder that happened.
But guys turned around and whipped us 11-4, and then we had to win the series. Win the series out with the 3-0. With a 3-0 win, but right now Washington is down against the Cubs 3-5 at the bottom of the sixth. Quick update for you guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't expect for the pitcher to go back home where he won his last title and just be all happy. He's got to be. He's probably throwing him some, some easy hittable balls. You got it, Mr. Lester's like, here you go, guys. Here you go. No kidding. Honestly, I think the Nationals have been playing well, but like I said, we're coming up to the end of May, early part of June. This is where you were going to start to see who is real, who is fake, and
Right.
you're starting to see certain teams who have cemented themselves already. You see some teams rebounding, like the Yankees, starting to heat up a little bit. Their pitching staff is starting to make the right moves. Red Sox have been playing really, I mean, just good baseball. I'd say throughout the season so far. Um, you look at another top team. I mean, the AL West is just a packed division. All the teams are really playing really, really well. You have the Oakland Athletics out there thinking they're the king of the world. They're world beaters right now, I like to call them. Then you look at the Angels, who released Albert Pujols, and I think it's going to help that team. But I guess my question is how is that signing going to help an NL team when he was an AL guy and he was a designated hitter because his fielding ability puts your defense at risk. So I'm really interested to see why the Dodgers did this. Besides the fact that they have too much money and don't know how to spend it.
Character, knowledge. I think there's a couple of reasons. I don't even know that you're going to see him in the lineup a lot, but I think obviously he'd be a good dugout presence. He'll help your hitters. He has that baseball IQ that he can just continue to help give those people, show them things that they haven't seen. I mean, this dude's played for how long now? Like, he's seen all sorts of things. There's all
Mm-hmm.
Oh
types
yeah.
of situational baseball that he can teach these guys. I
So
think it was like I think it's like an IQ thing.
Yeah.
so
Go
here's
ahead,
the
TJ.
crazy thing, right? Here's the crazy thing where you will see these guys start showing. But if you guys look at how the baseball season has been coming, right now the MLB is lacking a great team this season. Right now, they're lacking the dominant structure right now, as far as which team is more dominant. We thought that we would find a dominant team in the beginning with the Dodgers. That didn't work out so well, where they lost the last 10 to 18, 10 to 17.
Hmm.
So I mean, this is crazy. So right now, the White Sox is number one. Right now is number one in ranking right now. Then it's the Astros. White Sox moved up one. The Astros moved up 9 slots to number two in the ranking.
And did
And then,
who? What's your source on that one? Because
um,
I have a different one per the MLB because the MLB had the Red Sox at number two, but they did have the Astros. I see the Astros on my list moving from 10 to 4 on that list. But either way, I mean,
yeah.
you're
So right now this is the CBS the CBS
okay.
CBSSports.com. This is 10 hours ago though, so might have
Okay.
updated from what you have.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely it
Happens
definitely
a
could
lot.
have updated. Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
But yeah, man, it's just nobody has really been dominant.
No.
Nobody has really been dominant, and this is so right now from what I have, the A's are number three. They moved up one slot from number four. Red Sox moved down three to number four. Giants is stuck at number five with the 24-16 record. The Padres moved up 2 slots to number six from number eight. The Cardinals has moved down 4 slots from number three to number seven. The Blue Jays have moved up 4 slots from number 12 to number eight. The Dodgers has moved up 10 spots
Phew.
9, and the Yankees are dead at 10. So that is the top 10 power rankings right now. So I mean, this is I mean, we've seen teams come out strong. We've seen some of these teams come out strong, and we thought that they were going to be the dominant effect. But then when you look at it right now, it's everything is so close. Everything is real close. We're not sure. We can't say who can come out on top, who's not going to come out on top because everything's just so close right now.
Yeah.
That's what I
I
like.
yeah.
Yeah, I like
That's
that too. I'm just so
that's
satisfied.
baseball I want to watch.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
I
because I
I
mean this.
like the fact that it's not. Well, we'll see the Dodgers in the World Series,
How
or
about the
we'll
Brewers?
see this team in the World Series. Like, no, or like same thing in any other sport. There's certain teams that are favored, and they just expect them to be there. That kind of thing. Like, if you don't have that, that's awesome. So then you got to watch these teams closely, see who's putting it together. They're going to make that closing run at the right time. They'll win the right games, the series. You know,
So
have
who's
closer division battles. It'll be
Yep.
great. That's
here's
awesome.
here's the two teams to watch right now, as they have moved up 4 slots and 3 slots from their previous slots. The Mariners right now have moved up 4 slots from slot 21 to slot 17, and the Nationals have moved up
Ooh,
3 slots from 23 to 20. At So right now the Nationals at 20. And to answer your question, Tamara, the Brewers are at number 16, right above the Mariners. So the two teams to watch right now, that is in the bottom, that is in the top 20, is right now the Mariners, the Nationals, and the Marlins. The Marlins has moved up 3 slots to rank 21, right under the Nationals.
Also, I mean the Brewers aren't bad. They're sitting second in the NL Central. They're 21 and 20, 4 and 6
Mm-hmm.
in their last 10. So I mean they're it's a tight race. Even you have the Cubs at 19-20 down there in fourth, and they're 3 games out of first. So the NL Central is still completely wide open. I'd say pretty much all divisions at this point you are pretty close between 3 teams or more. And I think that's like to what Condor was saying. I think that's the exciting thing about baseball right now is there's a lot of good teams. It really is. I mean, the only division that really doesn't look that good is the AL Central, but what a surprise! There's really only 2 good teams in there. You have the White Sox and you have the Indians.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, like you said, this is the kind of baseball that we like to watch, where there's no for sure team that's in the running to already make the MLB championships. We're so
Right.
used to seeing like the Yankees, the Astros, the Dodgers already make a statement
Yep.
inside of the season
Right.
by now. And so now it's like everybody's just moving up slots by 3, moving down slots by 10, moving up by 4, moving down by 7. So it's crazy right now, man. I'm loving this, and my Nationals is going to slowly rise to the occasion.
It was just awesome to see the Mariners bring in Jared Kelnick, number 6
Yeah.
prospect in the MLB, not just Mariners farm system rating. He was a number 6 in the entire MLB. Came in first game, first game he didn't. I don't think he got his hit. It was game number 2. His first hit was a home run. Ended up having a double and a single. I think he had 4 RBIs on like 3 hits. Just played excellent. Next couple games hasn't done fared so well, but that's just the life of MLB star. I mean, once they start
Yeah.
to figure out what you like and what you don't like, you're gonna have
Mhm.
to figure out how to change and move with the times.
Speaking of signings, breaking news as of earlier today, Albert Pujols signed with the Dodgers. Yeah, that's actually a
Which
very interesting
is
signing.
crazy.
Yeah,
I,
it was a very interesting signing. He pretty much, Albert pretty much said, he's going to do whatever the Dodgers tell him to. I mean, kind of don't have a choice now.
right,
You
right.
but I'm glad to see him to be able to actually play this season with a recent release from his previous
The
team.
Angels.
Yeah, the Angels. So I don't know. How do you feel about this guy? Do you think that this can be a time that um, Pujols can actually change things around, or it's just one of those times where it's time to hang up the cleats, man?
Uh, Me personally, I'm gonna say hang up the cleats. He his bat was the
Most
reason
definitely.
why he continued to be strong in the Angels lineup. He was in the lineup with Trout, and last year Andrelton Simmons was there, and all these different guys who played extremely at a high, at a high level, good bats all over that lineup. But now the fact that he wasn't even able to keep his bat in the lineup when his defense was
Yeah.
definitely subpar, I just don't really see how he's going to make an impact on this Dodgers team. I mean, like I made a reference to earlier, I just feel like this is the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. I mean, it's not like it's going to come to fruition, but just a lot of money to spend to be able to spend it. It seems like.
Right, right.
Yep. Totally agree with that.
Yeah, we'll be we'll be giving more updates as the week goes on. With the Major League Baseball season. Um,
Oh man.
That was a dinger right there. Good lordy.
so before we get started with our next topic, I want to kind of like break this in real quick, right? Let's be honest. So we're gonna do a let's be honest towards the middle of the show,
Ooh.
and then we're gonna do one at the end of the show. So
Ooh.
let's be honest, Condor, give it to me straight, no chaser.
Mm. Ooh, I'm gonna be honest, and Curry and the Warriors are gonna beat the Lakers tomorrow and clinch the 7th seed.
Oh wow, wow, I'm speechless. Wow.
It's not
Okay.
that he didn't. I mean, it's not that crazy to think. I would have to agree with him, but I'm gonna be honest about. a topic that we don't really talk about very much. It's the world of NASCAR. And I was reading an article the other day, and it was in there talking about how Bubba Wallace has kind of had at times he's had good moments on the track in his new team under Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin, but then there's times that they just have not, shown up. They haven't finished well. They just haven't taken the opportunity when they've been racing well. And Denny was pretty public about saying he wanted to see them capture the moment when they had it there. He said there's been a few times that they've had top 5 cars and he has, it hasn't come to fruition. I think the thing that I want to be honest about is what Martin Truex Jr. said. So during the race, he made the comment that the 23 car needed to get his expletive together. My opinion about Martin Truex Jr. is he was junk. He always has been junk. I don't care if he won a championship 2 years ago. He's junk. The guy was trash when he came into the league, and he wants to talk crap about other people getting their stuff together when it took just ridiculously good luck for this guy to even land in a good position. So I want to be honest and say, Truex Jr., you just need to just be quiet and race, and you're trash anyway. So I just don't want to hear it. You're over here talking about judging a first year team, trying to figure out how things are rolling, while he's on, I believe it's Joe Gibbs. It's not like Joe Gibbs needs any ironing out whatsoever. So, Truex Jr., please shut it.
Yeah, that's our first NASCAR update, guys. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see what's in the comments, okay?
Not again. This Jacob Wall kid.
He's talking to you, Dad.
And Uncle Condor.
And Uncle Condor.
I'll take Uncle Condor all day, bro.
Let's be honest. Justin Fields is taking it. I will. Okay. The Bears, in my opinion,
he'll take the dad comment now.
Were a winner in the draft. The fact that they even went out and took the risk, got Justin Fields, that's huge. They actually have, I think they have the greatest quarterback in franchise history. The list is like that long, but still.
Even better than the infamous Jay Cutler?
I think, oh yeah, no. I thought Jay Cutler was...
Jay!
So here's what I got. I think Jay Cutler was not a bad quarterback. I think he took care of business when he had to, but again, the coaching staff never really was going to take them that far in the team he was on. I think this team is a different team. I think Matt Nagy and company know that failure will be. Well, Walter Payton was a running back, not a quarterback.
Somebody take this Bears fan
it's a
card.
Result in termination.
Yeah, no. You are no longer a Bears fan, and they are no longer legitimate. How dare you call Walter Payton a quarterback? So,
this is awesome.
Quarterback topic would be Jim McMahon, because he actually won the Super Bowl. So, I think Justin.
I think he's just saying that Walter's an all-time great. I think he was trying to say that Walter Payton is one of the best Bears of all time, I think is what he's trying to say.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that statement 100%, but I said specifically quarterbacks in franchise history.
Yeah, see, here's our viewer, Jacob Wall.
Catch it.
Here's my let's be honest. My let's be honest is that the Wizards is going to beat out the Celtics for the 8th seed. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to say that.
It's the truth.
I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. Without Jaylen Brown, I just don't think they have enough firepower to stop Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal. Just
Mr. Triple Double.
and Steven Adams and
Yeah,
Hachimura, and
yeah.
the team's loaded. It's a good team.
Yeah, it's loaded, and this is just crazy. It's crazy. My other, let's be honest, is that um the Washington football team just might can take the just might can take the NFC East championship reign once again, back to back.
Ooh, ooh, wouldn't and correct me if I'm wrong. That would be the first back-to-back winner in that division, correct? Since like what, pre-2000s?
Um, no, I think that the Giants went back to back at one point, if I'm not mistaken, in the 2000s. And I
Right.
think the Eagles did go back to back at one point in the 2000s as well.
Okay, but it doesn't
Don't
happen very often.
Yeah, don't quote me for it. I am
Right.
gonna look that up. Why the show is
You're
going.
quoted.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be critical of your team, but I'm going to be nice to your team. Your team has a lot of things that they have to go correct. And here's where I'm going to be hard on your team. I want to see Chase Young be what everyone talked about him being. Yes, he had a good rookie campaign, but if I compare him to Nick Bosa had a 10 times better campaign than what Chase did. And everyone claimed that Chase was better than Nick. Nick had more pressures than Chase did. I'm almost 100% positive he had more sacks than
Here's the
Chase did.
difference. Here's the difference is that Nick had a company.
Agreed.
Nick had a company. He had D Ford. He has a
Did he
linebacker.
really, though? I mean, that
I
guy is a
mean,
high-priced
Did
injury.
he?
Did he
Did he
really?
really?
Did he
I mean, then you
really?
got Eric Armstead, and then you have
He had
the
DeForest
young,
Buckner. Yes.
yeah,
I
he had
agree.
Eric Armstead. He had Eric as
But
well. He
but you
also
can't say
had
the
Javon Kinlaw.
Buckner is the more
You know,
important of
not
the two.
yet. Not yet. Kinlaw wasn't there yet because
I
Kinlaw
mean,
came
yeah,
after
but
the next year.
yeah, you're right. So he
But
had
you're
DeForest
talking about
Buckner.
a bunch of first rounders on that Washington football team line. You can't say
I
that
mean,
there's
hey,
not a good
listen,
crew there.
but they were also young and they needed some time to get developed. You know what I'm saying? Like
Agreed.
those were first round picks, but they weren't first
Yeah.
round picks to
Jump right
actually,
in.
yeah, jump right in.
Hmm?
Which as Nick Bosa, DeForest Buckner, they were ready. You know what I'm
Yeah. We'll
saying?
same with Chase. Chase Young was
Yeah,
ready.
yeah. Chase Young was definitely ready. Chase Young was definitely ready. But you're absolutely right. This is the time for Chase Young. This is time. This
The
is the time for
producers are
Chase
gonna get
Young.
fired. The producers are gonna get fired. This is what's gonna happen. Like I
This is
said,
the
we
time.
we
This is
talked
the
about this on
time.
Blacktop. Producers are getting fired.
Yo, so this is an insider.
Mute your mic,
Jacob.
Condor.
So Jacob is a good friend of ours. He's always here. Jacob, we appreciate you, buddy. Okay,
Yep.
but it is past your bedtime, so you better go to sleep. Okay.
Amen, brother.
But you're absolutely right. This is the time for Chase Young to actually step up. Okay,
I
it's
think
time for them to step up.
yep.
I think that with everything settling in now, and now with this linebacker core to starting to shape up a little bit with Jamin Davis being the forefront of that.
Yep.
Things are going to look on the up and up right now. Things are going to look on the up and up right now. The defensive back room is going to look amazing. So I'm all for it. That is my let's be honest.
Oh yeah, I like it. I agree with you. I think it's gonna be a tough division though. Honestly, and I'll be hard. I think Philadelphia is gonna be at the bottom of the barrel. I don't really care what they've changed.
Signing Ryan Kerrigan was smart. It was
It
good.
was
We needed him.
that
But
front.
you signed him in the midst of
Everything's changing.
everybody actually building their offensive line.
Yep.
So there's that.
Yeah, it's I feel like the two teams that made the biggest changes there, honestly, the Giants. I would like to say the Giants made some smart acquisitions, bringing in Kenny Galladay. They maybe missed a little bit on, maybe some draft moments, but I feel like they really hit on their free agent signings. They filled in a lot of holes that will be beneficial to that team moving forward. So I definitely think the Giants are definitely moving forward.
Definitely. So while we're talking about football, we're going to talk about something that definitely needs something to talk about. NFL updates, rookie mini camps. The voluntary mini camps. So Condor, please.
Mm-hmm.
What were the participants for the Dolphins, Washington, and the Niners?
Well, now we have a new update of information, and it seems that was it 80% you had said Albatross, or was it 80 people?
80. So there was 90 guys on the roster for the 49ers, and according to their Twitter feed earlier today, 80 guys had shown up on that 90-man roster.
Okay.
Perfect. As Miami had 70 of their 90 show up, and Washington football team had 50 of their 90 show up. So down in Miami, I know that Tua showed up. I know Myles Gaskin did, Devontae Parker. Obviously, a lot of the rookies are there. It's to be expected. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited. They just unveiled the new offense, and a lot of the veterans are saying this is a totally different offense than what they've had the last 2 years. So,
Okay. Well, I do have some great news. We have some film. Okay.
I like film.
We have film of Trey Lance looking at in his first rookie minicamp practice with the 49ers. Shall we roll this tape?
go.
It's the Trey show. Trey and Trey, baby. Trey and Trey.
You gotta turn me up, bro.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
Not too bad.
I am. I mean, you can't honestly though. You can't read too much into quarterback workouts. Like I hate being like over judgmental on a quarterback workout when it comes to this type of stuff. These are processes that they're being walked through with no rushing, no bothering of any sort. The ones I really like to look at are like DBs, guys who are getting physical with guys, even though there's no pads right now. It's good to see what some of these cornerbacks do and how they approach, the line of scrimmage, how they approach being physical with a tall receiver in the NFL. So that's what I've been trying to pay attention to a lot, honestly.
Alrighty. The next thing we have film on, actually with the Phil is Justin Fields. First NFL practice in the Bears rookie minicamp. Sorry, Jacob. You're asleep right now, and hope you are asleep. You cannot watch the Justin Fields. So here's the film. Roll the camera.
What's up, Bears fan? Just got done with the first practice, had a great day. And we're just gonna keep going. Bear down, baby. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Nice.
He looked really good from what I've seen. It looks like the Bears camp is going very well. I'm actually excited to see how it all goes.
I think it was a good pick for the Bears. We'll see what happens with it going forward, though.
Yeah, definitely. And now we have the infamous Trevor Lawrence. And they said he has looked very focused in his training camp today. So here is Trevor Lawrence, everybody.
I know.
He looks good. Looks
Sure.
It looks very great. It looks very great. Seeing Trevor Lawrence, man. I know, like you said, you can't really judge on these these quarterback videos right now. But honestly, it's just so glad to see these rookies just look so poised and not look like they're thinking about too much. As this is their first practice. That was their first practice, and we hope to see more as months roll out.
Yep.
We have what 3 months until the season starts again. So I'm ready
Something like
for it.
that.
Ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last one we have is none other than the Zach Wilson.
Ooh, our Condor is going to get to see this guy a couple times a year, so
Yeah.
this one's going to be fun for Dolphins
Oh,
Dolphins fans, getting torched. They got some good receivers now.
no. He'll be throwing picks to the one of the best secondaries in football.
Not with that touch in that arm.
Like, oh, I think he's open. I'm gonna throw it. Xavier Howard, interception.
I don't know.
Or people are going to try throwing his way, so he's never going to get these interceptions anymore.
Ooh, nice footwork.
Smart.
Drop my phone.
So yeah,
Nice. Yeah, like you
that was
said,
awesome.
it's just exciting to see these top prospects that got drafted with so much hype around them and their helmets, their numbers. It's cool to see them out here working together. I hope to see all of them join their counterparts. I wasn't sure. I wasn't able to confirm whether or not all the rookies joined the veterans. But I mean, I hope that most of these rookies are joining those veteran guys, and especially the ones that are in quarterback competitions like Trey Lance,
Mm-hmm.
who for some reason most talking heads, specifically I'll say him Niner Nate, that guy. He is stuck on the fact that he wants Trey Lance to start immediately. I just don't see the point. I don't see the purpose in rushing something that we spent all this draft capital on putting him right in the middle of the moment that maybe he's not ready for completely. So I think if we have Jimmy G there, Jimmy G knows what to do. If he can stay healthy and play at a high level, even a Pro Bowl level, I think there's no reason for Trey Lance to even touch the field this year.
Yeah, just a quick update. Washington signed Bobby McCain to a 1-year deal. 49ers are currently working out defensive back Blake Countess, Marquise Lee, wide receiver Marquise Lee, cornerback Adonis Alexander, and tight end Alex Ellis and DB Keontae Harden.
And we actually
So
signed Marquise Lee. That
oh,
came
okay,
through. We actually signed him and released Austin Prohl for a spot for him to fill.
awesome.
Nice.
That was nice.
When
That was
didn't we
nice.
get Jason McCourty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got Jason McCourty, which is again the Dolphins making smart moves with guys who are smart, and still haven't spent a lot of money, still have a ton of draft capital,
Yeah. Very true.
and can make a lot of moves. So it's really interesting to see the total polar opposite, where like the Patriots went and spent the most
Money.
the most cap space in free agent history, and then you have the Dolphins who had almost as much as they did and didn't hardly spend a dime. So
Right.
Yep.
Right.
it's interesting to see.
Yeah.
It
Definitely.
was strategic.
Yeah. It's just been crazy. It's just been crazy. Everybody making certain adding. Some people are getting cut till this day. So we just have to see what exactly happens. So one thing that we can say is that nobody on our respective teams has been making a big splash as far as transactions goes. Washington only signed Bobby McCain recently, and
Mm-hmm.
Jared Patterson right after the draft. Miami just signed Trill Williams and McCourty.
Yep.
McCourty. So I mean, it's not like everybody else, where the Falcons they just been making moves. They've been signing guys. Throughout the whole weekend. Chicago as well. They've been signing guys. The Cincinnati Bengals, Dallas. They just it's a lot of teams who like really signing guys, just work them out, see what they got. But then
Yep.
you got those teams who pretty much know what they have. They're gonna work with what they have, and not make too much of a splash. Inside of
Filling roles,
inside of
really.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for it. These, like I said, what teams need what, and what teams not really going to make a big splash.
Yep.
So I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
I agree. I think smart moves. You got to fill the holes, and you don't want to overspend. And then if you put yourself in a bad position contract wise with a guy you just worked out and it didn't end up working out, you can just cut losses and move forward.
Yeah. Houston signed Cheyenne Carter. Um, that was a I don't know. What do you guys think about Houston right now? That was a very interesting signing, actually.
I think Houston just can't figure out what to do with the Deshaun Watson situation. They want to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
They want to keep him. They want to get rid of it. They enjoy the hype because people pay attention to the Texans. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's just a media circus at this point. So, I mean, if I was an athlete, I definitely would be weary of going to Houston.
Definitely
Oh
agree.
yeah.
Definitely, I agree. Man. I definitely agree with that. Let me ask this: Who exactly, right now, who exactly on this free agent list? That you guys wants to see, get off this list. One of the notable names you have Mitchell Schwartz still looking
Yep.
for a home. Mitchell Schwartz, he's an offensive tackle. Russell Okung, these guys are a little fairly older. Rick Wagner, as well is looking for a home.
Yep.
AJ Wright is actually one of the top on the list. Steven Nelson right now is 28, so he's one of the younger guys that is still looking for a home at cornerback. So more updates are to come on that. Darquise Denard, he's looking for a home right now. Le'Veon Bell, he's right now a free agent as well.
Even
Um,
Richard Sherman's still a free agent.
yeah,
He was in preliminary talks with the 49ers, hopefully to return. I think that would be a good one. But yeah, I mean, you saw what was it? Eric Fisher signed with the Colts. So I mean, if someone
mhm.
signed Fisher, why wouldn't you sign
Crazy.
Schwartz? So I think that's an interesting pickup. So we have some, like you said, we have some big names that are still sitting there. I think that once a team works out a few of these young guys, once they figure out, hey, he's not working, they're probably going to go look at Schwartz probably a little bit harder.
Yes, definitely. So, um, let me ask this: what is the update on Quan Alexander right now?
Um, you know, I thought he was a free agent, wasn't he? Because I believe the Saints let him go. I thought
Yeah, Saints let him go.
he's a
So,
free
like I
agent.
said, yeah, he's a free agent right now. Kenny Stills is still on the market. Kenny Vaccaro, Trent Murphy. Um, it's a lot of guys that's on this list that a lot of people might say, "Oh gosh, why was this
I,
Ryan Kerrigan just came off the board as well?"
right.
Ryan, that was recently, just today. Ryan Kerrigan got signed
The
by the
Eagles.
Eagles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eagles.
Vic Beasley is still on the market, so that is another one. I think Washington might look at Quan Alexander, but he cost a lot.
That's
He's asking for a lot. You know what I'm saying?
that's his thing. I think I mean, he wants to obviously find his own personal value, but again, he just needs to honestly, I think, maybe cut his money a little bit. He's already made some big money, big contract situations anyway. I think if he finds a team-friendly deal and takes care of business, he could easily find a good position to be in.
I agree. Malik Hooker, what's going on with that?
I thought he was going to go down to Miami, but he ended up not going down to Miami because Miami made the McCourty move.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but again, another guy sitting there, who could make a really big impact on the team.
Yeah, one of the names that really stood out to me is two names, in the defensive back region. And the first one is Nikhil Roby-Coleman.
Yeah.
That's one.
Good
That's
nickel
one
corner.
Yeah, that's one thing that stood out to me. Another one is Gary and Coley.
Yep.
Gary and Conley. I'm sorry, Gary and Conley. And these guys right here are just amazing. You know what I'm saying? They're amazing. They do well where they're at if you put them in the right spots. Gary and Conley is a good nickel back as far as Nikhil Roby-Coleman. So I think these two guys, I think they will get picked up pretty soon.
Agreed.
I mean, hey, Condor, these 20
I love it.
Condor has had a long day, folks.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Yeah,
Let's be honest. It's time for me to get out of here. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. Condor. Take care, Condor.
So
Let's be honest. I'm out of here.
Any last words before before we actually end the show?
Well, I think
Let's say. Go ahead.
I think it's going to be a really fun NFL season coming up. Good night, Uncle Condor. And I think everyone needs to sleep well tonight and enjoy themselves.
Good night, all, and have a wonderful week.
You guys have a good night. And I'm CJ. This is Albatross. This is Condor. And we'll see you next week on the Bird's Nest.